Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg, and we're back with some more board games. I hope some of you aren't sick of them yet. They are pretty varied, sort of. I mean, yeah, we're doing a lot of, like, dungeon crawl kind of stuff, but, you know, they all handle things in fairly different ways. Or different themes, or different things like that. So, you know, last time I did Mansions of Madness, sort of a big Cthulhu Mythos dungeon crawl from Fantasy Flight. This time, we're going to be looking at a rare Cthulhu Mythos game that isn't made by Fantasy Flight. This is Cthulhu Death May Die. I believe it's Simon. Yep, Simon. Designed by Rob Daviau and Eric Lang, who are two very big names in modern board gaming. Rob Daviau. If you would have asked me a few years ago, I'm sure I would have pronounced it correctly. Rob, notably, is the designer of, like, Risk Legacy and, more notably, Pandemic Legacy. So, big seller. Eric Lang has designed more board games than God. He's done a lot of, like, big dudes on a map kind of things. He did Rising Sun. He did Blood Rage. He did Chaos in the Old World. He recently did the Bloodborne board game. So these are two very notable designers coming together for a big Cthulhu dungeon crawl? I guess you would call it a dungeon crawl. Let me just see. Is it in the dungeon crawl? It isn't. It's not in the dungeon crawl category. Because you're not really crawling through a dungeon. You're not uncovering anything. You're not exploring anything. This is a game that basically, it's like the pulpiest Cthulhu game you'll find. And it sort of relishes that. It's basically like an Eldritch horror, you know, something Arkham horror or something like that, where you'd do all the investigating and all that, and you'd be running around, and then right towards the end, the Great Old One comes down, and everything is just insane, and you're just in this desperate fight to try and win and beat, you know, Cthulhu or something. That part is this entire game, pretty much. Cthulhu doesn't start on the board, but he's coming. And in fact, the objective of the game is to beat the Ancient One, the Elder One. They went with the term Elder One, which isn't really a Lovecraft term, but I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the objective of every scenario, is to kill the Elder One. You have to sort of build and work your way up to killing him. He doesn't start on the board. There's always a ritual that you have to disrupt before you can even hurt the Elder One. But yeah, it's basically just a cacophony of you know, guns and blood and chaos all from the start. You know, there's no build up to it. You just go. So, all right, there's a lot of content in this mod. They've put out plenty of expansions. They have a couple big season boxes. So the first one came with 6 scenarios, or 6 episodes as they call it. Second one came out with 6 more. And then this one, the Unspeakable box, came with a few more episodes. And basically, you are picking an episode, which is like a scenario, and you're combining that with any of the Elder ones you want. And they basically combine, so you have some variety in that sense, because depending on the Elder one you pick, it's going to modify a lot of cards and enemies and things like that. So yeah, the season... Well, no. Did season 2 added something? I don't know. The Elder ones we have to choose from are Cthulhu, of course, Hastur, Dagon for some reason, which is very odd, Yog-Sothoth, and Black Goat of the Woods, Shub-Niggurath. I love that they don't call it Shub-Niggurath because, well, obviously. But still, calling it Black Goat of the Woods, I mean, what kind of cowards are you? So that's an interesting selection. The fact that Dagon is here is especially perplexing. I probably didn't want to do that. Instead of, like, I don't know, Nyarlathotep. That's usually a big one. Of course, Fantasy Flight games tend to enjoy having Azathoth kick around. But I guess they didn't go with that because the goal is to kill the Elder One, and killing Azathoth is not really going to happen. So, I guess with that in mind, Dagon is certainly more of just a killable target. But we're going to go up against Cthulhu because, well, you know, it's in the title. So that's going to set up the side of things. So these are the Cthulhu effects. So I haven't even picked the scenario, but no matter what episode or whatever I pick, this stuff is going to be involved. So that's going to determine like how Cthulhu advances on this track, getting closer to being summoned, and his special enemy, the Star Spawn, is going to be involved, and blah blah blah. And there's a bunch of mythos cards related to Cthulhu. So that's going to be combined with whatever mythos cards from the episode. So we're going to do the very first one. I don't know if that excites people or not, but it's a good place to start. It's called Blasphemous Alchemy. Now, I played this game on Tabletop Simulator like a year ago. I was testing out some stuff, much like I'm doing now. And I played this scenario, I swear to God, I think like 3 or 4 times myself. And I don't think I ever succeeded. So I don't have high hopes. I don't remember a lot of specifics here. This one is heavily based around fire. And fire being very dangerous and disruptive and annoying. But yeah, it's not an easy game. Or at least it's not an easy one to start, to learn how to do well. We have an expansive cast of characters to choose from. And what's interesting about this, of course, is that Fantasy Flight has their roster of characters for their Cthulhu Mythos stuff. And you see the same characters in every Fantasy Flight Cthulhu game. You know, your Joe Diamonds, your Jenny Barnes, your Ashcan Pete's, Mandy Thompson, all that stuff. I mean, those characters have been in countless games. So this is not Fantasy Flight, though. This is CMON, so they had to come up with all these original characters, and there's some humorous ones, like Sam, this old farmer with a pitchfork, whose quote is, "Don't let these varmints trouble you none. Ain't nothing we can't sort out." Yeah, then there's this guy named Gonk. Yeah, he's something. What else other crazy characters do we have? Oh, I don't know, how about Rasputin, whose special ability lets him resurrect? Or the kid, who's Carrie. Right. Also, James Bond. He's a licensed troubleshooter. His special skill is called Majesty's Secret Service. Coincidentally, we're going to be picking Richard because I remember him being really good. The other character, I was looking earlier when I was learning the rules. The other character I'm going to pick is this one, Adila. Yeah, she's got voodoo. Don't go there, go there. All right, so explaining the character sheets real quick. Pretty simple stuff. Every character has 5 health. Except for Gonk. Coincidentally, he only has 2. So every character other than that has 5 health and 5 stress. So we're gonna do that. He's got 5 stress available, 5 health. This tracker at the top is your sanity. So that's going to continue to move to the right. If it reaches the end, you are eliminated. If you hit these spots with the green dice, you get these green dice added to all your rolls, so you get more capable as you go, as you get closer to being eliminated, going insane. The purple slots, whenever you hit one of those, you get to advance one of your skills. Every character has 3 skills. One of them is unique to them. The other 2 are sort of, shared around the whole group. So you start with level 1 in each of your 3 skills. Whenever you hit a purple thing, you can advance one of them over to the right to level 2. Sometimes it'll just give you a whole new ability. Other times it'll just like upgrade the level 1 ability. So for Majesty's Secret Service, level 1, he gains a green die whenever he attacks a target in his space. Level 2, he can attack a target 1 space away, and if he does, he gains 2 green die. So they're sort of mutually exclusive. So on and so forth. But toughness, level 1, you have 1 free reroll when attacked or rolling for fire. Level 2, however, instead you may reduce wounds taken and loss of sanity by 1 when attacked or rolling for fire. So that is basically just a straight upgrade of the level 1 ability. Okay, and so that's it. You're never gonna max all of them because you only get 6 level ups. So you might get 1 to the end if you want to neglect the other 2, or you can be pretty balanced. That choice is yours. Adila's special ability, Voodoo. Name an investigator as your focus at the beginning of the game. Whenever one of you rests, the other heals 1 wound or stress. For a 2-player game, I think that's pretty good. She also is brawling, so she's sort of a melee character. Whereas if we get Richard's level 2 skill here, he can do some real damage from range. And she has Arcane Mastery, which makes her more likely to succeed on rolls. And I gotta say, the dice here are pretty cruel. If I can just show you. So anytime you do any roll of any kind, no matter what, anything, you roll 3 of these black dice. And then, depending on other stuff, you might get to add these green dice. But yeah, the base roll is 3 black dice. And let's just show the 6 sides here. So first, you've got this. This is a success. If you roll that, it's a success. Then side 2 is a success, but it's also tentacles, which means you lose a sanity to move 1 space right on the track. 3 is this symbol, which for Richard is completely useless. For Adila, she has Arcane Mastery, so she can count 1 of those symbols as a success if she rolls it. So that's a big help. 4 is blank. 5 is just the tentacles and you lose a sanity. And 6 is a success. So you've got 2 sides that are just straight successes. 1 is a success and a sanity. 1 is blank. 1 is useless to most characters. And then 1 is just a sanity. So, that's part of the difficulty is... the dice are a little unkind. You really want to try and maximize your green dice capabilities as much as possible. Okay, so that's that. It's not very complicated. We're not talking, you know, extensive character development. It's not even like too many bones kind of character development. It's just, you know, it's just a big fight. And that's the focus. Okay. Here's our map set up for episode 1. Our characters will be starting here. So you can see this is the setup on this side. So you can see where we start. We've got 6 cultists spread across the board. A Byakhee over there, a fire vampire upstairs. A lot of things are on fire. You can see the staircase connecting the first floor and the second floor. There's the gates, so a yellow, blue, and red gate. That's where enemies will spawn. And then we have 5 labs, and those are our sort of objective. Because here we see how to disrupt the ritual. And like I said, we need to disrupt the ritual so that we can actually harm Cthulhu when he appears. And so for this episode, to disrupt the ritual, you must destroy 4 of the 5 labs by dealing 4 or more total wounds to them with this special action. So, destroy equipment, you just make a roll against a lab in your space. Each success deals 1 wound, and when it has 4 wounds, you destroy it. So that means by the default, at the start, even if I roll 3 successes, it still doesn't kill it in one go. And we have to kill 4 of the 5 labs, which are both first floor and second floor, and there's a lot of fire and enemies in our way, so it's a little tricky. Alright, so how we go about doing that. Each character on the turn gets 3 actions. Let me pull up the reference here. So 3 actions. You can move 3 spaces as 1 action. If you move through enemies, they will just follow you and attack you at the end of the round. If you move through fire, fire gets added to your board and you take damage for that every round. You can attack. By default, you can only attack 1 enemy in your space. So unless you have a ranged skill, such as level 2 Majesty Secret Service, you cannot attack at range. There's no equipment in this game or anything like that. So how exactly, you know, it's sort of just kind of abstracted that he like finds a gun as he grows more insane. I don't know. So you can do that. You can rest. If there's no enemies in your space, you can heal 3 stress/wounds. So divided however you wish, you can heal 3 stress, 3 wounds, or any, you know, any combination of the 2. You can trade with somebody in your space, and you can do the special episode actions, like I said, destroying the lab or extinguishing fire in your space. So however you want to divide it up, three actions. Then after each character's turn, each character's turn, they're going to draw a Mythos card right here, which is, you know, shit. It's all shit. There's nothing good in there. And yeah, so that'll do all sorts of stuff. Then if you're in a space with no enemies after that, and even though you might end your turn in a space with no enemies, the Mythos card could fuck you over. But if there's no enemies in your space after that, you get to draw a Discovery card, which are basically like little events that might give you a companion or like a consumable item or something like that. Or they might just screw you. If there is enemies in your space, they attack you. Then, yeah, that's basically it. Then, you know, some other stuff happens we'll get to, and then you do the round. Well, then the next character will go, do all that again. Then, you know, the next character will go, do it all again. So there isn't really rounds per se. It's just character after character after character after character. Yeah, you can spend stress to reroll dice, 1 stress for 1 reroll, as many times as you want and can. There's not really any real downside to having 0 stress, other than the fact that you can't spend it, and some effects will fuck you over. And that's basically it. You win if you defeat the Elder One. Like you said, you can't harm until the ritual gets disrupted, so that's priority 1. You lose if anyone dies or gets eliminated before the Elder One is summoned. After that, so if you die on like turn 3 or something, the scenario's over. If anyone dies. After Cthulhu comes out, a character can be eliminated and the rest of the characters can still try and win. But if this track ever reaches all the way to the end, then it's game over as well. Alright. I think we're pretty much ready to start. That's basically all the rules. It's not a very heavy game. It's weighted 2.4, which is, for my taste, a little light. But, that's probably why I never bought the game, but it is something to try. Alright, so let's get her started. Let's have Richard go first. So he's going to spend one of his actions to move here. Then he's going to spend a second action to attack one of these cultists. So he is going to roll 3 dice, and thanks to his level 1 skill here, he gains a green dice when attacking someone in his space. So we're going to click this and click this. And there you go. We got 3 successes and 1 insanity. Now this is cultist, has 2 health, so we can easily wipe it out. I could spend stress to re-roll to try and get rid of this insanity, this sanity shit, but see, that's the thing. I kind of want sanity loss because I want this level 2 Majesty's Secret Service. So I think we'll let it lie. I'll gain I'll lose a sanity. Now, even though this thing has 2 health and I rolled 3 hits, I can't roll over one of the hits to the second guy unless you have the brawling skill at level 2. Then you can split your stuff. You can split your stuff. So that's just 1 death. Alright. Then he's got a third action, so he's going to go ahead and do the same thing again. There you go. 2 successes and another sanity loss. We'll take it. That's the end of his turn. Simple as that. He actually has swiftness, so when he runs, he moves 4 spaces. But I felt it was good to just get rid of those cultists as we sweep across. Alright, so we're going to draw a Cthulhu Mythos card now. Students go man. If you have any student companions, discard one of them and summon a cultist in your space. That doesn't apply because I don't have any student companions, so that's all she wrote. Since he's in a safe space with no enemies, he's going to get 1 discovery card. Cages. This cage contains a one-handed lab monkey. It looks at you cunningly. If you have a guilty conscience, take 1 stress. We don't. I can claim the lab monkey as a companion, or I can heal all my stress and claim the guilty conscience. We'll take the lab monkey because you see it has 1 health, so I can actually offload 1 damage onto it if I want the monkey to take a bullet for me. I can also discard it to give 1 of my items to an investigator anywhere else on the board. So, yeah. So if you take the right option, it goes on the right side of your board like that. If you take the left option, it would go over here, the guilty conscience. And then that could have, you know, if I had that guilty conscience from before, I would have taken a stress. I'm not sure why saying fuck you to the one-handed monkey heals all your stress, but who am I to argue with these kind of things? All right, so that was that. There's really no end of turn effects whatsoever, so we will go over to Adila. One of those two. All right, so, right. She picked Richard as her focus. We all know that. That's a pretty good one to level up. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. But Brawl, they're all pretty good. She's a good character, based on my very limited knowledge of the game. All right, she's going to spend an action to move 3 spaces. I think... She could go 1, 2, 3. In which case, she would be walking through the fire. So that would add a fire token to her board. Which means that at the end of the round, if it's still here, she would take she'd roll 1 die per fire, and then she'd discard it. So you take 1 wound for each success on that die. You lose a sanity for each tentacle. So you have a pretty high chance of something bad happening to you. But it's not the worst thing to ever happen to somebody. Yeah, it's done. It's fine. So second action, she's going to kill this cultist. She does have brawling, so she gets the 3 black dice, 1 green die, and she can count the stars as a success. 1 of them. All right, that's 2 successes, but 3 sanity loss, which isn't... I don't know if we want to rack it up that quickly. So I'm going to take a stress, and I'm going to re-roll this one. Okay, well. I guess we'll just take it. I guess we'll take it. Alright, so that kills that cultist. Easy peasy. Then she'll spend her third action to try and break this lab. So this is just a roll. This is not an attack. I'm not attacking a target. We're just doing a roll. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Even these, you know, I'm just smashing lab equipment, but it's making me insane, so that's not good. Let's spend 2 stress and re-roll this. Alright. It's not great, but... so that's going to be 2 successes. 2 wounds. So we'll put a couple wound tokens there. We need 2 more of those. We gain, or we lose 2 sanity, but as soon as you hit a purple mark, you stop, or whatever that roll was. So we're stopping there, and we get to upgrade a skill. Let's grab Voodoo. I think we want to... That's going to be... I mean, that's already really good. So now when either one of my characters rests, the other one essentially rests. That's powerful. Okay. That's her round. So again, we're going to draw the Mythos card. Fire Vampire. Each Fire Vampire moves 1 space toward you, then place 1 fire token in their space. The Fire Vampire is up here, so it's going to move here. It's going to go here. I can't just copy-paste fire tokens, because the fact that there's a limited number is important. Okay, so it did that, and then they were going to summon a Fire Vampire on the yellow gate. So... there's only 2 in the game, so they're all on the board now. None more can spawn. I see we have additional fire tokens for this episode specifically, because everything's going to be on fire. All right. This orange circle symbol at the top. That is a summoning symbol. So when we have 3 of those symbols in the discard pile, Cthulhu is going to move 1 space closer. So that's how that works. All right, she's in a safe space, so she gets to draw a discovery card. Fire equipment. This should come in handy. I may claim a fire extinguisher or claim the fire axe. So she does have the brawling skill. Majesty's Secret Service gives the same level 1 effect as brawling level 1, but she actually has brawling. So she would gain a green die whenever she attacks. In addition to this shit. So, yeah. I mean, extinguishing fire is nice and all, but come on. Fire axe. Okay, so that was that. So now we're going to roll the 1 die for her fire. It was a star symbol, so actually nothing happens. She was unscathed. Which is pretty good. Okay, that's it. Back to Richard. So, Richard could move like 1, 2, 3. He could get here. The problem with that is he would be on fire, and he would have 2 cultists with him. He doesn't get the cool brawling stuff. So I guess let's just move 1. Let's stab this cultist. Because that's cool. Wow. Beautiful. Obliterated him. So that's that. His third action, he could either move again, or he could just try and put out the fire to avoid putting it on himself. Alright, let's try and put out the fire. Problem with this is I can gain sanity, or lose sanity from it. But I think that's actually okay. Let's take the 1 sanity loss and get rid of the fire token. That's his turn. Mythos card. Fire Vampire again. Yeah, Fire Vampire again. That sucks. Nearest Fire Vampire moves 2 spaces toward you, then place 1 fire token on it. So, okay. I'm only 1 space away from this, so there he is. Fire token gets added back. It would summon a fire vampire, but there are none left to summon. So, thank God. That's that. Now, unfortunately, he's no longer in a safe space, so this enemy's gonna attack me. And a fire vampire is not a lightweight. 2 black dice, 1 green die. And when it attacks, first place a fire token here. Great. So 2 black, 1 green. Alright. So it's got 1 hit. I can reroll this one for free if I want. I could very well just end up with a success and a sanity. But I think grabbing that sanity right now is not the end of the world, so let's re-roll this. Alright, didn't matter. Alright, so I take 1 damage. Yeah. And that's its turn. He's not on fire. There's only 2 of those cards in the discard, so that's the end of that. Alright, over to Adila. She is going to try and bust up this lab, first of all. She's got 1 stress left. Let's spend it to re-roll this. It's a failure. All right. We did 1, but we took 2 sanity loss. Let's go again, I guess. Doing it with no stress. I probably should have rested first. All right, we definitely destroyed it. We take another sanity. This is done. I think you flipped it. Yep. Major explosion. Deal 2 wounds to all enemies in this and adjacent spaces. To all enemies. That's interesting. It doesn't hurt me. Because they would say, like, figures or something. But alright, that works. Unfortunately, this fire vampire is not adjacent. Alright, then my third action, I'm gonna spend resting. So, Adila is gonna gain 3 stress back. And that lets Richard gain 1 health. Okay. That's that. Draw a Mythos card. Each figure in a space with an undestroyed lab takes 1 wound. Well, we're not in that space. Each investigator with a guilty conscience takes 2 stress. That is no one, so we are fine. Unfortunately, that is 3 symbols there. Okay. She is in a safe space, so she gets to draw a discovery card. The janitor. Did Jerome make it? May take 2 stress to claim the janitor, or 1 stress to claim the ammonia. So janitor, he's got 1 health, and while you have him, gain 1 level in toughness for free. So you gain the skill toughness, which isn't too shabby. Or the ammonia, you can discard it along with the bleach card to deal 6 wounds to all figures in your space or an adjacent space. If you do it in your own space, you die. You know. Boy. I think her having toughness is really sweet. So I'm going to take 2 stress. And now we have a fire axe and a janitor. Alright. That's that. So now we're going to advance Cthulhu along the track. So, when Cthulhu advances, put a early token on your space. I'm sure someone will gripe about my pronunciation of early. It bothers me that Riley is, like, apparently the popular way to say it. I don't... Are these people even looking at the word? If it was R-Y-L-E-H, I would perfectly accept Riley as, like, fine. But the Y comes after the L. The Y comes after the L. And yeah, these 4 letters could result in the sound yay or something, but then the R by itself wouldn't be rye. These people clearly think it's R-Y-L-E-H, and it's not. It's not. All right, anyways. We put one of these tokens in our spot. Then summon a cultist on each early A space. Move the star spawn 1 space toward you. If it's not on the board, summon it on the blue gate. So we put this here, and this is already all sorts of terrible. But alright, that's the end of her turn. So, Richard. He doesn't got much. He's got a fucking one-handed monkey. He's fighting a fire vampire. A star spawn just showed up. I guess I'll just pummel this vampires for everything I got. 3 dice, 1 green. That's pretty beautiful. I don't think I even want to reroll that. He's only got 4 health, so that's an insta-kill. And I lose a sanity, so I can upgrade a skill. Let's go with may attack a target 1 space away. If you do, gain 2 green dice. So that means I can shoot the star spawn twice right now. And not give a shit. As far as I understand, you don't gain fire tokens. You don't gain fire tokens for being on a spot that has fire. You only get it when you leave that spot. Which is fine, it's just sort of odd. I'm surrounded by fire, but it's fine. Okay, second action, shooting the star spawn. The star spawn has 7 health. When attacking or being attacked while in an early space, add 2 sanities to the roll. 2 tentacles. Thank God he's not on that spot. But alright, let's see if we can't kill this bastard. Wow. Holy shit. This is the best I've ever rolled in this game. And I barely even remember playing it. Alright, I'll take 1 sanity and do 5 fucking damage to this thing. Yes, please. And then we'll do it again. Now this is where the sanity will pile on. Alright, not too shabby. Let's try and reroll this to maybe get rid of that sanity. Go again. Go again. Alright, fuck you, man. Fine. It's dead. I obliterated it. Good job, man. Good job. Alright, cool. Mythos card. If Cthulhu is on the board, each investigator loses 1 sanity. If he's on the track, each investigator takes 2 stress. For every stress you cannot take 1 wound instead. So he takes 1 stress, 1 wound. She takes 1 stress, 1 wound. No enemies activate or anything like that, so that's fine. He gets a discovery card. Monkey Paw. If you have the monkey as a companion, take 2 wounds and discard the monkey. Fuck! Damn you, monkey! I may claim the monkey paw or discard it to heal all my health. The monkey paw lets you have each elder sign count as both a success and a sanity. Okay, so it just makes... It makes this symbol count as this symbol. Which for him, without arcane mastery, I think it's worth it, rather than just discarding it to gain 1 health. So let's grab that. Alrighty. That's that, that's that, that's that. That's the end of his turn. Okay. Like I said, not a heavy game, not a complicated game compared to like Madara, you know, or Swords and Sorcery, or fucking Kingdom Death. It's pretty lightweight and just kind of pulpy fun. Alright, Adila, she's gonna be attacking this cultist. She gets 2 green dice for attacking this thing. So this roll right here is what it is. Alright. She can only count 1 of those elder signs as a success. But it only has 2 health, so that's all fine. Secondly, she's going to rest. So they both get to rest. She'll heal 1 health, 2 stress. He'll heal 1 health, 2 stress. And then her third action, she's gonna go... Guess she'll head upstairs. 1, a 2, all the way upstairs, 3. Hopefully fire vampires don't activate, but we drew both of their cards very quickly. I wouldn't think so. Alright, yeah. So Mythos card. Star Spawn. Okay, it doesn't move anywhere, but it does spawn on the red gate, which is right here, which kind of sucks. Yep, that's that, and let me just dump these. Okay. She's in a safe space, so that's a discovery card. Desk, shoved against the wall. What's in this drawer? You may claim the whiskey bottle. Discard this card to heal all your stress and discard all your guilty conscience. Beautiful. Okay. Yep, that's the end of the round. Back over to Richard. Richard has these fucking fire tokens, and I don't like it. I think I just have to bite the bullet. So I'm gonna move here, which puts 2 fire tokens on my sheet. He does have toughness, so he gets a free reroll when dealing with fire, but yeah, it's not ideal. Now if I had moved here, I could have shot this cultist, but I would have had to spend an extra action to move into this room to deal with the lab. So we're just gonna cut out the middleman, and I'm gonna roll 3 black, 1 green. Right, so he's got the monkey paw, so those both count as a success and a sanity. Yeah, I could do some rerolls to try and adjust that, but I think taking the kill and just getting his next sanity thing is fine. Because that adds a green die to every roll he makes now, which is great. Okay, so I get a skill up. Majesty Secret Service 3 lets you sneak 3 times per run, which means that you can move through enemies. You can move up to through 3 enemies without them following you. And you deal 1 wound to each enemy you sneak past. That's alright. I think we'll go with level 2 toughness, though. So instead of taking a free reroll, he can just reduce wounds and loss of sanity by 1 when attacked or rolling for fire. So both wounds and loss of sanity by 1, which is pretty good. Alright, so let me just double check the... So we're going to roll 2 black dice here. Oh, I'm skipping a step, aren't I? Why did I do that? Ignore that. That didn't happen. I mean, I'd be fine with that roll, but that didn't happen. I didn't even do my 3rd action. I'm sorry. So my 3rd action will be trying to destroy this lab, which we get 3 black and now 1 green thanks to that level up. Okay, that's a lot of sanity loss. That's a lot of sanity loss. I'll spend 1 reroll on this green die. Fuck. Alright, then I'll spend 1 on one of these dice. Okay, that's better. So, lose 2 sanity. And we put 3 wounds on this lab. Yeah, your sanity can never go down. So, this is a little dicey. Alright, that's his turn. So, Mythos card. Chaos in the labs. Move the Elder One and each monster 1 space toward the undestroyed lab closest to each of them. Alright. Elder One's not on the board. We don't have to worry about that. Monsters are anything that's not a cultist. So this Byakhee will move 1 space towards that lab. And the Fire Vampire is on a lab. And so is the Star Spawn, so that's fine. Oh, actually, the Byakhee would move here. Summon a cultist in each damaged lab. That's this one. Remove 1 wound from each lab in a space with a cultist. Great. Anything that sets me back. Alright. So he's not in a safe space, and now the cultist is going to attack him with 2 green dice. All right, we got 1 wound, but level 2 toughness means I can just ignore that, which is a great skill. That's fine. And now we're gonna roll the 2 black dice. Okay, so I can ignore 1 sanity loss and 1 wound. No stress. So yeah, I just take a sanity, another one, and then the fire goes away. Great. That was a questionable round. All right. Adila. Probably rest, I suppose. Yeah, she'll rest. So she'll gain back 2 stress, he'll gain back 3 stress. She'll move in next to this fire vampire. There you go. And then she'll... Oh, that puts a fire on me. I'm not sweating that. Oh, she gained toughness from the janitor. There you go. I don't know where to put that. Alright. Now she will attack the fire vampire with her 3 black, 2 green. Alright. Well, that's 3 successes. The sanity loss, I mean, that's going to happen. I don't care. I'm going to get my extra skill. I'll spend a stress to reroll this one. Beautiful. So that's 4 successes, which means I kill this thing. Gotta love that. And I'm going to take the sanity loss, so I gain a skill up and an extra red die, green die for everything. For the skill up, Voodoo level 3. When you focus would take a wound, you may take that wound instead and heal 1 stress. That's not shabby. I don't think it's super important at this moment. Hold on, the music stopped. Can't have that. All right, level 2 brawling lets you split your damage amongst every figure in your space, which is pretty good. And brawling just sort of gets better and better. Arcane Mastery, level 2, I could count any number of Elder Signs as successes. So I would have actually been able to count all 3 of these. That's really good. And I think we're going to go with that. Not always applicable. But, yeah, I mean, it's... Especially as you roll more green dice. Yeah, it's good. Okay, that was her round. She'll draw the Mythos card. Monsters in the labs. Each fire vampire and Byakhee move 1 space towards you. Okay, that's it. Then on the yellow one, we summon a fire vampire. On the blue one, we summon a Byakhee. Plenty of enemies on the board now. She is still in a safe space, so she gets a discovery card. Up to no good. The professor, he asked me to help. I'm not in trouble, am I? If you have a guilty conscience, take a stress. You may take 2 stress to claim the grad student or the beaker. Grad student gives you 2 green dice to extinguish fires. Beaker, you can discard this card to deal wounds to all labs and figures either in your space, including you, or an adjacent space. They take wounds equal to the number of fire tokens in their space. I mean, it has potential. It has potential. But right now, I see a lot of fire that I want to extinguish. So I'm going to take Charles. Charles. All right. That's that. Now we're going to roll the 1 black die for fire. I get a reroll on this. It's fine. We're all good. back over to Richie. He is going to deal with this cultist first and foremost. So he gets to roll 3 black dice, 1 green die for Majesty Secret Service, and 1 green die for his sanity track. So he's rolling this. Okay. Remember, each elder sign is a success and a sanity. So this would be a 3 sanity loss. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid getting all of them, so we'll just accept it. I'll kill the cultist. And we'll tick this over. So I get to level up again. Yeah, I think sneaking's probably going to be becoming more important. And the level 4 Majesty Secret Service is super fucking good toward the end when you're rolling a lot of green dice. Convert each elder sign into 2 successes and you heal a stress. So that's good. All right, that was 1. Let's do the lab, which is 3 black, 1 green. Perfect. Lab's done. Now, hopefully this doesn't explode and kick my ass. Safe collapse. Heal all your stress. Well, don't mind if I do. Then I will shoot the fire vampire that's in the adjacent space. Like I said, a lot of, we've looked at a lot of games with line of sight rules everywhere and all this sort of stuff. This game don't give a shit. This is 1 space away. This is adjacent, and it doesn't matter, Technically, I guess it could be here if you really wanted to be, like, pedantic, but, yeah. So, it's adjacent space. We're gonna be rolling 3 black and 3 green. So, this is pretty good. Alrighty. So, that is 3 successes and 2 sanity. Let's reroll. We want 4. We want to kill it, obviously. So let's reroll a green. Again. There we go. All right. So that's 4 successes and 2 sanity. Richard is building it up quickly. I don't know why Adila's doing so well. I guess the monkey paw definitely is adding some problems. That's why I want to get this Majesty Secret Service thing so I can convert them instead. Okay, but yep, it's dead. We killed it. That's his turn. Mythos card. Move the nearest cultist to your space and choose 1. Add a early token to your space or lose 2 sanity. Yikes. Nearest cultist is this one, actually, which is funny. Let's add the early token, because I don't want to take any more sanity on this guy. He's going to attack me, because this is not a safe space anymore. It's not safe here. But he got Bupkis, so we're all good. All right, over on to Adila. Let's get this lab done with. Let's get it taken care of. So that's 3 black, 1 green. Okay. That's 3 successes, which is all right. But it's not good enough. Let's re-roll this. Oh, you son of a bitch. Again! Perfect. She can use all Elder Signs now as successes, so that's 4. And this thing is out of here. Deal 2 wounds to all enemies in this and adjacent spaces. Unfortunately, this space is not adjacent. Not quite that magical. That seems so odd that I don't get harmed by that. But, alright. Then I'll rest. So we'll get that up, we'll get that up. That focus thing is very nice. And then let's try to extinguish some fires. So we are rolling 3 black, 3 green, thanks to Charles. Alrighty, that is going to be... Well, it's certainly enough. There's no doubt about that. There is a question of sanity loss, though, so let's try and reroll one of these. Alright, I accept. 1 sanity loss for putting out 2 fires. Alright, and that's her turn. Cleaned up that whole room. Real tidy. Early A awakens. Each cultist currently on an early A space moves 2 spaces towards you, which is interesting. That means this cultist is actually ditching Richard to go up here. Alright. Then we summon cultists on yellow and blue. All things considered, that's not too shabby, but it does bring us closer to the track moving, which is bad. Yeah. Alright. Richie boy. Oh, we've destroyed 3 labs out of the 4 we need to be done with. So I think here we're gonna sneak. Yeah, we're gonna accept some fire here. So 1, 2. I think we might hold here in order to deal with this cultist. So I'm going to deal 1 wound to this guy because I snuck past him. I could sneak past him, but this is a good position for me to be in, I think. So that's 1 fire token on my thing. And we're going to punch out this cultist. So that's 2 green dice. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna lose the sanity no matter what, so it's fine, I guess. Kill this, go here, we get 2 green dice now for everything, and we're gonna take the level 4, so we can convert every Elder Sign into 2 successes, and heal stress. Alright, 3rd action, we're gonna fire at this fucking star spawn next to me. Or in the next room. So this is 4 green dice, 3 black dice. Elder Signs count as 2 hits. That's juicy in this world. Alright, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, which is pretty good. We need 7 though, so we're gonna make it a little juicier. Let's try and reroll some of these sanities. That's all we need. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with 1 sanity loss. And that's how you deal with a star spawn. Alright. That's the end of that round. His turn. So Cthulhu Mythos, Crawling Chaos. Each cultist moves 1 space towards you. So this guy will move here. This guy will move here. He's not in an early A space. We summon cultists on yellow and red. This moves here with this guy. Red. Alright, that's it. So he's going to be advancing this round, which sucks. This cultist is going to try to punch my lights out. I don't think so. Oh, shit. Now, you can spend a stress to reroll the enemy's dice as well. So, I can spend a stress to get rid of this. That doesn't count as shit for him. So, toughness blocks that. We're all good. That's the end of that. Then we are rolling for fire, which, again, I can just block instantly, so it doesn't matter. Alright, good. Alrighty, what is this music? This is not what we need. What is this? Alright, that's a little better. I was listening to Dark Ambient Dreams, which is not quite the atmosphere we're going for. Actually, I mean, this is way too pulpy for any of this sort of dark ambient stuff, but whatever. Okay, that was Richard's turn. Now, well, this happens, of course. Sad to say, he moves one space over. So that was Richard, so there'll be this token here. Summon a cultist on each early space. Ah. So we have a shortage. Do we? No, we don't have a shortage. There's up there. Right. Not yet. We don't have a shortage yet. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. And the star spawn, it's not on the board, so we put it on the blue gate. Out of my way. Okay, that's the round. Now, I didn't mention it, but if Cthulhu gets to this red spot here, and we haven't disrupted the ritual yet, he will appear on the board, but we won't be able to harm him until we disrupt the ritual. So that's sort of a worst case. Not the worst case, but it's not great. Fortunately, we're pretty close to being able to disrupt this shit. Alrighty. Adila. Adila's turn. She's going to move into here. She's going to kill this cultist. So she is rolling 3 green now and 3 black. Alright, that is 3 successes. I'll accept 1 sanity to do it. And then she's going to attack the lab, which is just 1 green. Perfect. Okay. That's 4 successes with 2 sanity. I'll spend a stress to try to reroll this shit. Okay, good. Well, now I could spend a stress to reroll this shit, which I guess... Alright, whatever. 1 more sanity, but the lab's done. Inferno! Place a fire token in this space and each adjacent space. Yeah, that's where it starts to build up. So, 1 there, and 1 there. But the ritual has been disrupted. Which means that Cthulhu will immediately... Not immediately. During this step here. Yeah, it's not an immediate thing. Okay. Alright, anyways. Okay. That's that. She doesn't have anything else, so she will draw the Mythos card. Byaki! Each Byaki moves directly into your space. That's pretty shitty. That's pretty shitty indeed. And we get to summon another Byaki, but there isn't one, so... That sucks. Alright, so the Byaki will be attacking me. It gets to count Elder Sins as successes. So that's not good. Let me just confirm something here. Yeah, okay. Alright, so both of them are attacking with 2 green, 1 black. Wow. I love it. I mean, if this were my role, I'd be pissed as hell, but I love it. Alright, second one. That's going to be 2 successes. I have toughness 1, so we'll re-roll. I'm debating about whether I want to go for a sanity or more likely to just keep the hit. I guess... Okay, actually, that was more... I could have gotten another wound. But alright, we'll accept that. 2 damage. Okay. That's the end of the enemy's turn. So now... Yep. We are summoning the Elder One. So, go over here to this deck. This gets pushed off to the side. This is still in play. So, whenever Cthulhu advances... it's sort of weird. Basically, we're replacing Cthulhu on this tracker with this. And this will continue moving. Which means that this will still happen and we can still lose if we take too much time. Alright. Stage 2. When revealed, summon Cthulhu into your space. Each enemy in an early space moves 1 space toward you. Holy shit. So Cthulhu's plonking down here. These guys are both coming in here. One of them has 1 wound. This guy moves here, this guy moves here. Great. At the end of each turn, put an early A token in Cthulhu's space. And he has 12 health. In stage 2. I believe when you kill stage 2, you go to stage 3. Multiple stages with individual healths, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Right. Okay. So, now it gets really dicey. But, it's Richard's turn, and he gets to just fire 3 times at Cthulhu with, 4 green dice. And Elder Signs count as 2 successes. So he's about to lay the fucking smackdown on Cthulhu with his Walther PPK or whatever it is James Bond uses. Yeah, let's do it. God damn. Well, actually, that could be way worse. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Pretty good. I'd like to shoot for 6, so let's re-roll 1 green die. Alright, let's accept that. 6 damage on Big Cthulhu right off the bat. Half his health from stage 2. Let's attack again, though. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Stage 2 is done. Excess damage does not carry over, but it is what it is. Alright. Stage 3 has another 12 health. He has way less damage. When revealed, move Cthulhu to the blue gate. Alright, so he's getting bumped down there. Each investigator in an early space takes 1 wound and loses 1 sanity, which is Richard. So 1 wound, 1 sanity. If he had level 3 toughness, he could actually avoid both of that, but he doesn't. So it is what it is. All right, at the end of each turn, each investigator loses 1 sanity. Christ. Richard does not have much time left. Okay, that was 2 of my actions. I guess I'll rest. So we'll bring that up 1, bring that up 2. She can heal 2. We get a stress back. That's her turn. That's his turn. Cthulhu Mythos. Star Spawn. If it's on the board, each investigator in space loses 2 sanity. Moves 2 spaces towards you. So 1, 2. Brilliant. Okay. So now it's going to attack me. It attacks with 3 black dice. I actually can ignore the 1 wound and 1 sanity. Oh, it's in an early A space, so it adds 2 sanity. Well, that's that. Let's go with this. Okay, so now with toughness 3, I think he can just ignore this end of turn effect. So that's very handy. Yeah, that's the end of that round. Adila. Holy shit, Adila, what are we gonna do with you? I don't think you get to sneak automatically. Or I don't think there's any other way to sneak other than... Yeah, basically having the special ability to sneak is the only way to sneak. Which, yeah, it's not even in the rulebook, because basically it's only on this card. Yeah. Okay, so if she wants to move, all this shit is going to come with her. All this shit. Frankly, it's a lot of shit. I don't really see it happening, to be honest. Because, I mean, look, if she wanted... if she wanted to go up to Cthulhu, which she could make it there in 3 moves. She would be in a room with Cthulhu, 2 Byakis, a star spawn, 6 cultists, and she'd be on fire 3 times. And at the end of her turn, all of that shit would hit her. It's just not feasible. It's just, that's everything. That's everything on the entire board would be win with her. Which I guess would clear it a bit for Richard, but it would clear it using her life. So, I'm hesitant about that. If she had higher ranks in toughness, maybe I'd consider it, but... I think she's just going to be brawling in this space and try and just clear things out here. So let's brawl some Byaki. He gets to roll 3 green, 3 black. Okay, that's a resounding 3 hits, which is enough to kill Byaki, so I guess I'll just accept it and grab the sanity, and I'll grab level 2 brawling, so we might be able to clear out more than 1. Yeah, so second one, same thing. Alright. That's 3 hits. Reroll one of these green. Okay, that's 4 hits. I want to take 2... I think at this point I gotta take some sanity just to try and get powerful quick. So take the 2 sanity. We got 4 hits coming in. Let's clear out the 2 cultists. And then the third one will go on the Byaki here. Wow. Yeah, well, it's certainly dead, and we'll tick this over. Yeah, the level 4 voodoo, when he would die, I'd take 2 wounds to keep him alive. But wounds are not the issue. Sanity is the issue. So... go with 2 free rerolls. And the Byaki died. Alright, that was her whole turn. Conflagration. Add 1 fire token to your space and to each adjacent space. Lovely. Oh, it's just so good. Yes, so much fire. Wonderful. Alright, that's that. So it's going to advance. We're in a safe space. We get a discovery card. Locked cabinet. You may take 3 wounds to claim the Amulet of Nagahal. If you would take wounds from fire, you may instead deal that many wounds to one enemy in your space. Okay, that's doable. If you don't, you claim the Spirit of Nagahal. You can't be trained and can't be given wounds. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Take that amulet. I guess. Alright, that's that. So now, the advancing happens. She's gonna lose a sanity because of that end of turn shit. 'Cause she doesn't have level 3 toughness. Oh, there should be an early token here. Alright, put a token in your space, so that goes there. Summon a cultist on each early A space and move the star spawn 1 space towards you. I guess that works out for Richard's purposes, although he was gonna sneak anyways. Alright, that's a lot of cultists. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. It's getting a little dicey, man. Okay. It's Richard's turn. Alright, Richie boy. You're gonna move here. You're gonna move here. Now he can sneak 3 times, so that means 1 enemy is gonna come back with him. He left 3 fire spots, so he's got 3 fire tokens on him. Which isn't ideal. But now he's in a position... Shoot Cthulhu in the face with 2 rolls. He's rolling 5 green dice. All elder signs count as 2 successes. Holy shit, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. My god. Let's spend a stress to reroll this. Again, I'm going for the 12. No! Make it happen! No! Alright, 10. Now do it again. Alright, it's very dead. Oh, I was supposed to heal stress for every elder sign I converted. I don't remember. I got 3, right? I don't know what the timing is, if I can use that stress then to re-roll other dice or what, but we're gonna say right now I have 3 stress. So we're gonna try to re-roll... Actually... yeah, if I can re-roll both of these, I can avoid any sanity loss. Well, I just need to re-roll 1 because of toughness. There we go, perfect. And then I go up to max sanity. Or max stress because of this shit. So, yeah, he died. And now we're on stage 4. It's terminal. He's got another 12 health. Move Cthulhu to the starting space. Each investigator must discard all item and companion cards. They may take 1 wound for each card they wish to keep. Okay, well... Richard certainly doesn't care about any of that shit. Adila... I don't know, I just took fucking wounds for this thing, but I don't know if I want to take another wound just to keep it. I'd be at death's door. That being said, she's pretty much at death's door anyways, but... Yeah, alright, she really had a nice collection. So that goes there. She doesn't get toughness. So whatever. Oh, you know what? I've been fucking up this entire time. I missed one. God, a game with so few rules and I missed one. That's pretty crucial. Fucking insanities. At the start of the game, you get an insanity card, and every time you hit a purple thing, your insanity activates. So this is a big flub. And I couldn't even do it without insanities. Look at this. So every time he hit a purple mark, he would have taken 1 stress for each wound he has. Now, he went through most of the game without wounds, so I don't know if that would have actually done much, but what about her? Recurring trauma. So whatever the last Mythos card was, with no summoning symbol, it would be on, she would keep it. And whenever she had a purple thing, she would play the Mythos card again. I mean, that would have been a huge difference that I would have never made it this far. Whatever. Okay. So what did I do here? Right. So we did that. We did that. If you need a place, okay, right. So place an early token where he is. She takes a sanity because of that end of turn effect. He doesn't. That's all fine. That's all fine. That's all fine. So he's going to draw a Mythos card. The Sleeper Awakens. If there are 2 or more spaces adjacent to each other at the end of the turn, advance Cthulhu on the track as if there were 3 things. Oh, these should have gotten shuffled. Well, that sucks. There are, of course, 2 or more early spaces adjacent to each other. So, that's a bummer. That's basically just going to spawn, like, 1 cultist, though, so I guess it's not the end of the world. Or is it? He's not in a safe space. This cultist is going to attack him. I don't think I'm too threatened. I would take a wound. I accept it. I accept the wound. Okay, that's that. Then, fire is next, I believe. Yeah, fire. So 3 black dice for the 3 fire. He ignores 1 wound, 1 sanity, so that's all fine. And then he's going to advance, blah, blah, blah. Basically putting an early token here and spawn a cultist. There you have it. Oh, the star spawn moves 1 space towards me. Where the fuck is the star spawn? Oh, it's here. It's really not any better. Basically, I think Adila is useless at this point. She just cannot physically get to Cthulhu ever. It's completely up to Richard. But we have to play through her turn, so... Okay. I don't know what to do. I guess just, like, punch... I can rest, but he doesn't even really need the rest. Just funny. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Alright, I guess just, punch out this cultist. Sure. A lot of sanity. Alright. It's dead. He gets to advance again. I guess this. Maybe, you know, if Richard gets hit, she can just take it. And then, she'll rest. Do that. And, that's her turn. Not very exciting. Alright, Mythos card. Each investigator in an early space loses 1 sanity. Shit. That's both of them. Okay, let's go with swiftness. Give me a free run action each turn. Okay. Yeah. That's that. She's in a safe space. Professor. If any investigator had the spirit of Nagahal, he'd burst into flames. What's that all about? Otherwise, you take 2 stress to claim the professor. Well, I can't, so see ya, professor. That's it. Holy shit, we might actually be able to do this. It's Richard's turn. Now, again, this is a real fucking asterisk game. I would not have gotten close to this point if I had played with the insanity cards. But all right, let's give it a try. So Richard gets a free run. He's gonna move here. He sneaks past these 2 Dumbos. He does get 2 fire tokens on his turn, but I don't think I really care. Now he's gonna be shooting Cthulhu 3 times. He rolls 6 green dice. And Elder Signs count as 2 successes. If he gets any sanity loss, though, he's done. So, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's close. Not quite, though. So it's a question of, do I just bum rush everything on this green die to try and just get the 12 hits in and not care about the sanity? I think that's probably a better bet. All I need, there's like 3 sides here that could work. 2 or 3 sides. So let's re-roll this. Done. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. 1 shot. I fucking put a bullet in his head. I fucking put a bullet in Cthulhu's head. 1 bullet from a Walther PPK. Killed him. Kapow, Cthulhu, you're dead. All right. Yeah, so I fully acknowledge I didn't actually beat Cthulhu. We were just pretending. You know. But it's a little cathartic. Just being able to get to that point. Even if, I didn't actually get to that point. It's nice to put a bullet in Cthulhu's head, either way. Yeah, so that's what I said. I remember it just being tough. And it wasn't even a wound issue. I mean, we never took that much damage. It's just the sanity tracker is such an insane timer because everything you do pretty much has a good chance of adding, or it makes you lose sanity. Destroying labs, removing fires, attacking, defending, everything. And it's such a short little tracker. I mean, yeah, the purple things sort of are little stopgaps, but then you have the insanity cards that are just bad. I mean, this shit is terrible. You basically, double up on Mythos cards. Ugh. Yeah, Richard, look at that pistol. Pa-pa! Yeah, so it's good. It's light. It's lightweight. Which has its benefit. I mean, not everything needs to be this massive, construct. It's another thing where I'd wonder, tabletop makes it so easy to set up and stuff. I don't know how, setup is. I mean, obviously here you just press one button and that all gets set up. But I guess all things considered, the tiles, they're big chunky tiles. There's not like 30 of them you have to set up meticulously. This is all the setup. So you're talking about putting down a few enemies, a starting space, you know, a few tokens. Compared to like sword and sorcery, it's a lot easier. You're shuffling up some cards. So it's not a heavy setup for not a very heavy game. It's difficult. Obviously I still prefer Arkham Horror, the card game. What does this go up to? 4? Goes up to 5. Not many people recommend it with 5, as usual. But, yeah, it's not too shabby. I'm not going to make any more videos about it. I'm not entirely enamored with it, and I feel like any other scenario I did, I'm just going to get obliterated. Maybe if I played with like 3 or 4 investigators, but then it scales because every investigator's turn, they're drawing a Mythos card. So yeah, I mean, you can accomplish more, but you're more likely to draw and advance the track. So you have to get more done very quickly, and yeah, it's a little tricky. Decent game. I mean, there's a reason I've never bought it. Or, you know, I didn't go in on the Kickstarter or anything like that. It's fine. It's fine. It's entirely fine. The skill system is interesting. Obviously, I prefer heavier stuff with equipment and things like that. And this sanity tracker just stresses me out. I feel like that's almost every Cthulhu Mythos game. There's always more stuff I want to do. Like, I just want to spend more time playing the game, and I'm always just being rushed along, you know? The only game where I don't really feel like that is Arkham Horror, the card game, because there's not that much other things to do most of the time. Sometimes you get that feeling, but a lot of times you're really just focused on the objectives, and I'm not worried about doing other things. And here, there's not a whole lot other to do, but this sanity tracker is so stressful compared to like a game of Eldritch Horror or something. It's just so in your face, and everything you do just, it gets worse and worse. But yeah, give it a look if you like what you saw. I mean, compared to like Mansions of Madness, which is much more story focused and atmospheric and things like that, investigative, this is literally just, you want a Call of Cthulhu, just gunfight and shit, here you go. Although that's the first snare. I don't know if all of them are that intense. I would imagine so. All of them start with enemies on the board. Go to this. Yeah, all of them start with enemies on the board. So, it's all going to be kind of intense. Right away. In your face. Alrighty. We'll leave it off at that. My name is Mangg. This has been Cthulhu Death May Die on Tabletop Simulator. And I'll see you fine folks around.